Favorite films. I have to tell you, I thought that Soul was profound. It explores the true meaning of life, and there might have been an ugly cry towards the end.
No.
It was that meaningful. And I know you guys, come on, go ahead, Ken.
Well, you know what? I saw One Night in Miami 3 days after it started streaming because I had heard so much buzz. It was intense. The character development, the selection of the actors who played these huge characters, you totally believed they were the real person in real life. It was amazing.
Love Regina King, too.
Oh, my gosh. And she was the one who picked. She chose those actors and said, no, you're going to be Cassius Clay. It was just amazing. You have to check it out.
I have not seen one film on the list. A little glimpse of Soul, which I enjoyed, but Nomadland sounds like a good title. I mean, Nomadland. I wish it was my house. And Frances McDormand is always on the money, so I'm going with that.
That's tough to follow Amy, but I saw Sound of Metal, and it was wonderful. It's about a drummer who starts losing his hearing, so it's not so much about a drummer playing the drums the entire movie, but what it feels like to lose your hearing.
Okay, wow.
Amazing. And shout out to Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. That was Chadwick Boseman's final film. I didn't see it yet, but I mean, him joining forces with Viola Davis, I think it's going to win. So, we'll see.
All right, well, Oscar bets are on from us, but the Oscar bets might be off when it comes to weather because these numbers are really uncomfortable. 18 on the thermometer right now. Bundle up as you plan to be outdoors for any period of time today. It feels like 2 degrees right now. It's the low temperatures, but it's also the gusty winds, which are coming out of the west-northwest, and we've had gusts above 40 miles an hour within this morning. So looking at the feels like temperatures, 5 below for Newburgh, up in the Hudson Valley, really cold. Feels like 2 for Islip, feels like 3 below in Bridgeport. Toms River feels like 7. Here's the latest wind gust. Belmar, 39 mile an hour wind, 38 miles an hour for Islip. So just enough to take your breath away. Uncomfortably cold, and it's the wind sort of ripping that heat away from your body. So if you can cover everything, no exposed skin, that's what helps. The alert for today is for the coldest temperatures that we've seen in 2 years. So yes, it's January and it is New York, but it's been a while since we've seen temperatures this cold. Stays below freezing all weekend long, and we have a significant winter storm that we're tracking for Sunday through Tuesday. Some interesting developments this morning on the track of the storm, and so all of that will be really important in forecasting how much snow. Looks like we're going to have plenty of cold around here, but we'll see how the timing goes. By the way, there are a few little streamers trying to sneak in here this morning. If you see a little flurry flying, it's just because the air is just so cold and there's a little bit of moisture coming in. So squeezing a little flake or a flurry out might happen. Significant snow is likely. The timing on this is Sunday night through Tuesday, and there's enough moisture. The track of the storm could create some mixing at the coastline, and it'll be windy with some coastal flooding. The exact track of the low pressure system, though, that'll sort of determine how much warm air works its way in. And again, starting out as all snow over D.C., but then getting some of that ocean air inland. Look at the mixing happening right there. Pink and blue showing up. So some sleet and also some rain coming in. And the amounts of snow could be minimized because of that. But we also could see everything slow down and the cold air wraps in, and we get the higher amounts of snow accumulation coming in on late Monday into early Tuesday. So a lot to watch for still here as we go throughout the next couple of days.
Today, as some of the coldest temperatures we've seen in years creeps in, the real feel? Woo, 4 degrees, Ken.
Yeah, it looks nice and sunrisey there in the background, but not so much. That's a freezer case at home, isn't it? More on that now. Meteorologist Andy Freeze with the AccuWeather forecast. You can store your chicken outside.
Yes, we've got a freezer of nature's making, and this morning, just looking at some of these live pictures, this frigid air mass making the clouds just race by because the winds are so strong and fierce. We're forecasting 23 degrees today as the top temperature. That'll be the coldest since February 1st, 2019. 2 years' time since it's been this cold. It's 16 degrees below average. And we're looking at these single-digit wind chills. We've just dropped to 2 degrees for the feels like it. Camera's bouncing just a little bit because of the strong gusty winds, 35 to 45 miles an hour. We're at 2 below for Bridgeport, 6 below right now for Newburgh. Feels like temperatures at 6 for Belmar. And wow, the winds are continuing to be very fierce and strong this morning. So bundle up. This AccuWeather alert goes for today. We are still still below freezing for Saturday and Sunday. We'll talk about the snow coming up and the full forecast in just a few minutes. That's AccuWeather. Here's Heather.
And we're talking about this Long Island Railroad suspension. There are wires on the tracks near the Copeg station. So Babylon branch suspended between Babylon and Freeport. Use the Ronkonkoma or Port Jefferson branches as your alternates. And then the Cross Bronx heading westbound right at the Sheridan Expressway. That's an accident. Path trains Newark to World Trade Center running with delays. But that's your Cross Bronx Expressway delay because of that crash. Pulaski Skyway inbound, we have an accident. So delays as you get into the accident scene. And we have alternate side of the street parking rules in effect. Charlene, back to you.
Heather, thank you. Happening today, a welcome up.
Luck. Back to you. Heroes. You guys aren't going to want to miss this, Amy. I was just reading the story before I came up here. It's just a really lovely story. So stay with us for that.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
You know, I love you, Cecilia. You're beautiful. You're smart, and your lipstick looks on point this morning. So
gosh, I love you guys.
Friday to you.
Can we just stay and just keep talking all morning, like, and just forget the shows?
You know what? This is a bug that we've all caught this morning. I think it's because we're trying to defer from talking about this, which is 2 degrees. But it's true. You do look beautiful. We'll look forward to the show later on. Looking at the thermometer this morning, 18. That's cold, right? But we add in the winds, the west-northwest winds gusting to 25, 35, even above 40 miles an hour, and it brings the temperature in the feels like down very low. We're also off the mark 10 to 15 degrees from yesterday, just with the temperatures alone. So if you thought yesterday was cold, we're down 10 to 15 degrees on the thermometer. Add in the winds for a feels like temperature of 6 below for Newburgh. Feels like 2 below for Bridgeport. Feels like 6 degrees in Belmar. We're going to have these single-digit readings all day today. The peak wind gusts happening throughout the morning. This is the coldest time period because it's the strongest winds and the lowest temperatures, but not a lot of relief coming for the afternoon, quite frankly. That's why the alert today is up. It's the coldest it's been in 2 years. The temperatures are going to stay below freezing all weekend long, and then we've got the significant winter storm coming Sunday night through Tuesday. So a lot to track here in the weather department, but just keeping in mind that it's been a while since we've seen temperatures this cold. Yes, it's winter, and yes, it's New York City. That's true, but we haven't had weather this cold in a while, and sometimes it's easy to forget. So make sure you're prepared for it. A few little streamers sneaking in here off to the east part of Queens, getting it, and both Suffolk and Nassau County seeing a few light snow showers move through. No big deal. Those are over. What we've got as far as a winter storm comes in late in the weekend and could continue as long as Tuesday morning with some light flurries. Significant snow stacking up is likely for parts of the area. Figuring out where those parts are depends a lot on the track of the storm, which could see some mixing at the coast, especially with the track we have right now. Also, windy conditions and coastal flooding could be a major concern, and the timing of all of it as it comes in, does it catch the cold air quick enough? It looks like this first little pass Sunday night gives us a mixing line along the coast and keeps everything a little bit far to the south, right? But during the day on Monday, that snow could overtake and the cold air mixes back in to give us some totals that the computer models are now putting significantly above the 6-inch mark in parts of the area. So won't call it a half-foot deep all across the area, but definitely an interesting storm to watch and affecting our area through a long time period, all the way through Tuesday, continuing with some light snow. So first comes the cold, then the next big thing is the storm. Here's the AccuWeather 7-day forecast. All wraps up out of here by Tuesday, and then Wednesday and Thursday, some brighter skies and also a chance to warm up. I know, 30.
Extremely chilly forecast.
Yes, what a cold morning for a water break. Looking at the temperatures that are right now in the mid to upper teens, we've got a few low 20s out there, but that's as warm as it gets today. Planning forecast shows the winds are with us as well. So the feels like temperature right now, 2 degrees. It is extremely cold out there. The AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Winter storm is setting up for Sunday night. Could go as long as Tuesday morning. Right now, we've got plenty of cold air. Low 20s across all the boroughs. Bayside 20, Plains 17 in Bridgeport, 14 for Poughkeepsie. If you thought it was cold yesterday, we are anywhere between 10 to almost 20 degrees colder than we were yesterday at this same time. That's on the thermometer, and we've added winds in. So that's why the feels like temperature is down to 0 or even below 0. And that's how it's going to stay through the afternoon, feeling like single digits to near 0 degrees. You have to bundle up. You've got to be ready for this. The wind chill in the future cast here stays cold right through this evening in these single-digit ranges, and then early tomorrow morning we're waking up to this once again. By tomorrow afternoon, look at the wind chill factor. Does start to improve. We're up into the teens and 20s. It'll double. That's going to feel better. Then all our eyes are going to focus on this storm. It's coming out of the Intermountain West, so you can see some of the energy kind of swing down towards the Gulf states, picks up a ton of moisture. St. Louis is going to get a real rainstorm out of this. Chicago's going to get more snow. And then we time this by Sunday night, bringing a little bit of snow through South Jersey. Right now, the track has been trending south. This is important for us because it'll pull in some sleet and some rain, initially mixing, and that'll affect the city. However, if it does take this track where it's just offshore, it'll pull the cold air in. There'll be enough moisture to work with, and we'll get a significant snowfall out of this that continues into early Tuesday morning. And when we say significant, we're looking at perhaps 6 inches of snow for parts of the area. So again, the timing on this is dry all weekend until late Sunday night. Then early Monday, the storm won't be over when you wake up. So this is what we'll work on this afternoon. This is what Lee will be talking about in the afternoon, evening forecast, of the timing of this. And right now, the computer models are giving us significant snowfall for parts of the area. And these numbers are going to be refined as we watch the storm. But it could be Monday we wake up, there's a little bit of snow, then another dose of more significant snow for the afternoon and evening comes in. There's still time to watch the storm, still far away and developing. So we've got plenty of time to prepare for this. But the timing we know here is late Sunday into early Tuesday. When and where we get the most snow is yet to be determined. We do warm up, you guys. 37 next Wednesday and 40 on Thursday.
Never been so excited about 37 degrees.
I know. I'm with you.
All right, we are coming right back.
I love golf.
Tracking it all, she joins us with the exclusive AccuWeather forecast. Amy?
It feels like just 5 degrees right now, and that's because we've got temperatures that are in the low 20s, which will stay in that zone through the afternoon. Plus, we've had wind gusts above 50 miles an hour in the boroughs, and so those combinations together make it feel exceptionally cold. We'll be freezing all weekend, but we're storm-free until late Sunday night. We are tracking a winter storm that'll be moving into the area. This looks like it'll bring significant snow to parts of the area. Right now, the latest information coming in is taking us a little further south with this track. So it's interesting to watch how the storm's going to develop. We still have several days until it gets here. Coming up in just a few minutes in the AccuWeather 7-day, I'll give you some new information that we're getting in, and we'll also tell you just how long these bitter cold temperatures stick around.
All right, thank you so much, and stay with Eyewitness.
Good.
With our picks.
Right. I hadn't seen any of the films. I saw like a little bit of Soul. That's it.
Well, which one did you pick?
Well, I chose Nomadland. I like the title, and also Frances McDormand, who always wins something, right, at the Oscars. She's in it, so I was like, I'm going with her. I'm competitive.
Lots of competition, so we'll see.
Yes, looking forward to looking at the list. And of course, Sandy always gives us so many good picks to watch, so be watching out for that. Keeping your eyes peeled here for the best movie might be the way to make it through this weekend. Looking on the Upper West Side, beautiful skies. I mean, it really does look good. We see all the way up to GWB. The camera's been bouncing just a little bit, and that's indicating the strong winds are still out there, and we're expecting that through the rest of today into early tomorrow morning. Feels like 7 degrees right now, but we've been focusing on the temperatures because, well, so far this month we've had 32 degrees, and last month we had 31 on December 16th. That was the coldest that we'd had all season. Today we could be 10 degrees colder than that, so that makes us go down to the history books all the way to February 2019, where we had 21 degrees. So it's been a couple of years and several hundred days since we've seen air this cold. Will it stick around, though, as we see snow coming in late in the weekend, early next weekend? I think that will moderate the temperatures here just a little bit, but snow still possible. Feels like 5 below up in Monticello right now. Feels like 2 below for Bridgeport. Feels like 9 in Toms River. Wind chill factor stays in the single digits through this afternoon into this evening, and tomorrow morning it's exceptionally cold once again. We'll still have some strong winds and low temperatures. In fact, took 1 degree off the temperature for tonight. We're going down to 15 in the city. So plenty of cold around here for the weekend. We stay sub-freezing. There's also a wind advisory that goes until 4 o'clock today, giving us another hint that these winds will start to relax as early as tomorrow. There are some winter weather advisories out west. I want to mention this one over Chicago. Right now, high pressure is protecting the east, so no storms today or Saturday. But by Sunday, we'll see that high pressure sort of backing down. Watch what's happening on the map. See how the winds are coming out of the south? It's warm down south, so we'll see some of that warm air coming up and also bringing some moisture with it. That will catch up to a storm that's coming out of the mountains, producing a lot of snow for the ski resorts out in the Intermountain West. So that cold air runs into some new fresh moisture, and look at this big storm that develops. It brings a lot of rain to St. Louis and Chicago as it pushes eastward. Washington, D.C., parts of Philadelphia could get some good snow out of this, but what about us? Monday, 6 o'clock in the morning, we've got a little bit of snow across the area, but that rain-snow line gets really close. and we're shoving in ocean air. So that can be tricky because some moisture comes with it. If it's thrown on top of a cold air mass, which looks possible, we could see up to 6 inches of snow for parts of the area. So right now the storm is tracking just a little bit south. If it stays on that trend, then maybe central South Jersey get the most of it. But right now what the computer models are doing is by early Monday morning, there's just a little bit of snow. Then by the second half of Monday, we've got more snow stacking up and plenty of cold air to work with. So that's what's up with the storm. We'll be continuing to refine it as we go throughout the afternoon and over the weekend too. So sub-freezing temperatures all weekend. Looking at a snowstorm here Monday into early Tuesday, and then we'll start to warm up again and we'll shake those freezing temperatures finally. Have a good weekend.
All right, you too, Amy. We'll try to stay warm. Best